Hello fans and friends across the universe and welcome to my YouTube channel from me to you. My name's Keir Smith, back today with another Fab 4 video. I'm going through each of the Beatles 12 UK studio albums and choosing my 4 favourite songs from each of those albums, my Fab 4. And today it's the turn of my favourite Beatles album, Abbey Road. Now, as I've said across this series, some of these Fab 4 selections have been pretty easy, pretty straightforward, but with Abbey Road, this has been the most difficult Fab 4 to pick. And that's not just because Abbey Road is my favourite Beatles album, but because the songs, particularly on side 2, the long one, the medley, whatever you want to call it, are particularly short and they're individually listed, so I've treated them as individual songs. And of course, they stand up rather well as individual songs, so some of these gave me a real headache. But eventually, I got my Fab 4 together. Please feel free to play along at home. Here we go. Okay, my first selection, I'm going to go with my favourite song from Abbey Road. And not only is it my favourite song from Abbey Road, it's my favourite song by the Beatles. And you may ask, how can you choose a favourite song by the Beatles? It's impossible. Well, I've got one. Here it is. You Never Give Me Your Money. This is a masterpiece, and I love it so much because of its ever-changing quality, from the soft piano opening and Paul's mournful vocal to the jaunty out of college money spent part and Paul's stylish piano playing that accompanies that part. The bright harmonies that come in after Paul sings "Oh That Magic Feeling, Nowhere to Go." Ringo plays some really good fills and George plays a superb lead guitar solo as those harmonies wash over. I love the way that Paul plays with his voice on this song, the way it becomes that bit more assertive and authoritative as he sings the One Sweet Dream section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all good children go to heaven. The bells, the sound of the crickets, Paul's thudding bass. George plays out with a sensational solo that really doesn't get mentioned enough. The ground that the band cover throughout this song, the differing styles, it's a super stylish composition. It's one of a kind, and I always think that it's the Beatles showing off a bit here, like we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, and we can do that, and it'll all be beautifully produced and immaculate, spotless. Genius. Okay, my second choice. Now, this will surprise some, I'm sure, but believe me when I say it, it's Octopuss Garden. On an album where every song is a highlight, this song has even surprised me over the years with its staying power, and I'm always excited to hear it. And great credit must go to George Harrison here. He took Ringo's rather basic idea, reshaped the chords, added melodic ideas, and turned it into a great song. The opening riff is so bright and upbeat, and that's ear candy to me straight away. And Ringo casually sings us through his desire to be under the sea where he's warm and happy with no one to tell him what to do. And George plays a wonderful guitar solo here, so melodic, and I love all of the gargling sounds and the aquatic noises. The backing vocals are superb, and there's a real warm, genuine feeling to this song, and it creates a joy in me that I find hard to hide. As you can tell, I absolutely love it. I think it's 10 out of 10. It's Ringo's best ever song. Okay, my third choice is Here Comes the Sun. And whenever I hear that opening guitar motif, it feels like the sun is coming up. This melodic masterpiece has so many good bits to it, starting with George's easy, warm and inviting vocal and the interesting rhythmic feel of Ringo's drumming. The way that George Martin's lovely orchestration rises in the mix, the delicate use of the Moog synthesizer, and of course, the harmonies are sweet. For me, it's another perfect song and further highlighted George's growth as a songwriter. Perhaps his best ever song, definitely in his top 3. Okay, my fourth and final choice, and this was so hard to pick, believe me. And when it came down to it, there were 2 outstanding candidates. It was going to be Golden Slumbers, but in the end, it was The End. The End is the final song on Abbey Road. If you look at the original LP, Her Majesty isn't credited, so that serves as a bonus track. And so the end is the most pleasing finale to this majestic album, and a very affecting farewell from the greatest band ever. Ringo performs a rare drum solo, and in order, Paul, George, and John each show their individual flair on lead guitar over the love you backing vocals. And I really like the fact that it shows the Beatles musically bonding one last time. And the guitar parts build and build, and then Paul's piano breaks out and lingers and is followed by that soft vocal with the most beautiful and profound lyrics. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. Wow. What a wonderful way to sign off. And then the strings come in, and then Ringo plays that tidy drum fill, and that bright guitar phrase brings the song to its conclusion. And of course, it's absolutely brilliant, so beautiful, very emotive, and that was the Beatles. So there you go. That was my Fab Four from the Beatles Abbey Road. You Never Give Me Your Money, Octopuss's Garden, Here Comes the Sun, and The End. No Come Together, no Something, no I Want You She's So Heavy. I love Because. Absolutely gorgeous, but none of those songs could make my Fab Four. Such is the wealth of material on the Beatles Abbey Road, so please let me know what your Fab Four selections are in the comments section below. And thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll be back with the final instalment from this series, my Fab Four from the Beatles Let It Be album, very soon. Until then, peace and love. See you next time.